Two helpful features or tips. One thing I want to quickly go over are these warning labels. These are going to appear a lot in your drawings, especially as you go back and change things that you might have previously made already. The one here you can see is on the alignment, and it's because the tangency is violated. If you recall how this alignment is made, you draw tangent lines that intersect at PIs or point of intersections, and it draws a curve of constant radius between those tangent lines. But when I made this, I had deleted some of it and then added onto it. And when I added onto it, the tangency that the alignment was using wasn't saved isn't the right word, but it wasn't maintained as I went along. So it says tangency violated, but really there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, the alignment is one continuous line. The profile looks fine to me. So there are ways to kind of get around this and hide it. So really quick, actually, I'm gonna open up my properties editor because it was closed. So the way you can deal with these, and I don't recommend keeping this option toggled off all the time. You should definitely turn it on to see if there are any issues with your drawing files as you work, or you can just keep it on. But if you really want to know how to make these go away, go up to this top Civil 3D icon, expand the drop down, and go to Options. In the Options panel, go all the way over to AEC Editor. Don't ask me what this stands for. I have no idea. In here, though, there's a dialog box called Solution Tips, and if you turn it off the drafting tips and click Apply, you can see that those warnings go away. So again, this can help clean up your drawings, especially if you have some that you know exist. Like I know this one exists, and I also know it's not a problem, so I can do that to suppress it. But definitely go back and turn them on as you go through your drawing process. That way you can see if there are any other errors that might actually affect the validity of your drawing. The other thing I want to show you guys is a pretty cool feature that Civil 3D has, having to do with alignments and profiles. So you can see if I select an alignment here, there are a couple of different options here, and one of them is called Drive. And this is really cool because it actually represents a 3D model of a car going through your alignment, or I guess a person. It can be anything really, but it's pretty much a car. And you can only do this once you have an alignment and a profile down. You need the profile so it knows the elevation it should be at. But this is a little intensive, so like your computer might slow down a little bit. It might take a minute to load fully through. But if you click on the Drive feature and select a profile, so I'm just going to hit Enter and select the profile I have for the alignment. This is the only one I have. You can see now, actually, I'm on, in air quotes, on Alderman Road. This is the hill where the motels are, and if you model the dorms, actually, those 3D models, you can see them here as well. There are a couple of different controls you have here at your disposal. One is height and eye level and eye horizontal positioning. So if you want to get closer to the road, you can do that. And if you want to, look left and look right, you can do that. The other one you have at your disposal is the rendering options. If you go here, you can see all of the different rendering options you have. Right now, this is shaded. Keep in mind, as you change these rendering modes, it will change how intensive they are on your computer. So I like the realistic one a lot, especially if you assign a material to your surface, which I haven't done here, but I can do that really quickly. So you can see what that looks like. So if I go to the surface, right click it and go to properties, surface properties, I can change the render material to something like grass. And this is something we'll cover more in a future tutorial, so don't worry too much about the render materials. But now if I go back to that Drive mode and I select a profile, you can see when I go back to the realistic view, it's going to actually look like low poly grass. And it doesn't look great, but this does look like grass, right? You can kind of tell. Versus this could be like, it's gray, so it's concrete. So now you can hit play and it will actually go along your alignment. which is really, really cool in my opinion. This is one of those things that maybe isn't the most helpful for you as a designer, though certainly there can be uses for this. But this is a very, very good way to kind of do outreach with your clients and your stakeholders. They can get an idea of what your design might look like and feel like on the ground. So don't think that alignments are limited to just being roadways because they have to be roadways. You can make an alignment anywhere you want, even if it's just to make a drive path like this. You can also change your speed in this. So, if I wanted to go all the way back and take it really slow, we can do that. So that way you can get a good view of what it looks like. So not super important for your design process, but I think it's really cool that Civil 3D has that capability. So I wanted you guys to see what that's like and definitely play around with it as we go through the project. In the next tutorials, as we do corridor designs, this is going to start to look like an actual roadway, and then using the drive feature turns out to be pretty cool.